going to be replacing the support post right here. You can see gaps opened up on that board, and if I put a level on that, it's sinking down towards the lake there. So first thing we got to do is dig out some of this vegetation, see what's going on. I got to see if there's a footer in there to begin with, and determine if we're going to have to pour a new footer, exactly how we're going to go about replacing this thing. It's not going to be the simplest post. It's got a couple cuts in it, holding a couple different support pieces up. What we got to do is put a temporary support in here, and I'll show you exactly how we're going to do that. So I just wanted to show you all, confirm exactly what I showed you here. You can see that everything is running down towards this back corner. If we lift that up, it's sunk a good bit there. And it's the same thing going this direction down towards the lake. Right there, that's a good bit of sinking going on. Let's see what's going on with it. So I've dug down a little bit, and you'll see here that post is basically gone. There's a little bit of wood right here left. That's basically all that's holding this whole corner up right now. I want to keep digging, but probably need to go ahead and set up the temporary support, because I don't want to take any more dirt out of here without it being supported. I don't trust that little bit of wood that's sitting there. I mean, there ain't nothing left. But the good news is that I dug down and we do have a concrete footer. So not gonna have to pour a new footer. That's nice. Just gotta get the support set up and go from there. Cleared out a little pad. All this is a temporary support that we're putting in here. This doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be somewhat level. It doesn't have to be perfect, and I'll show you why in just a second. Just get you a block down and level it out as best you can. Put it directly underneath of your support. We're gonna take that block right there, put it on top of this, and then we're going to use a timber jack from Ellis Manufacturing to jack this thing up. We're going to use this thing right here to jack this deck up. This is a timber jack from Ellis Manufacturing. Shout out to them. I've used some of their products in other projects. This isn't exactly what this is made for, but it's for support posts when you're jacking up a foundation. And what you do, you take a 6x6 or a 4x4 post, mark the center on your post, which I'll show you how to do that here in a second too. And you drill a hole out big enough for this. Give me a minute, I'll check the spec on that, tell you exactly what the hole size is. Drill a hole deep enough for this screw jack to fit into, and then it's got holes in the bottom. See those there? And you can fasten this to the bottom of that timber. I like this a lot better than just regular hydraulic jacks, which is what a lot of guys use, because one, it can pivot around a little bit, so your base does not have to be perfect to get it level. It can have a little bit of play, and you can still get the post itself level. It doesn't have to be perfection, which when you're just working for speed to put in a temporary jack and get a post replaced, that's really nice. You're not sitting there screwing with it over and over again. And also, because you can mount it to the wood, you're not worried about it if it does get a little off. That wood's not going to kick out from underneath of you. You don't have to worry about the post getting kicked out or falling or anything like that. So I'll show you an easy way to find your exact center on these posts. Just take your speed square and go corner to corner. Line that up, line this up. There you go. There's your center. Perfect every time. All right, I looked it up. 1 3/8 inch bit, 6 inches deep on center. That's for an Ellis TJ4 instead of a TJ6. I'm gonna use a 6x6 post to jack it up, even though it's a TJ4 for the actual lift. But like I said, just a quick lift. We're only trying to go up an inch and a half. So I'm not worried about making it perfect on this. It's just a quick temporary support for maybe an hour, long enough for me to replace the other post. So let's drill this out, 6 inches deep. We'll get the jack attached to it. We'll finish setting it up. To figure out how tall you need to make your post, just throw that down on there. That's exactly how it's going to sit, right there. And we got this thing bottomed out here. We're going to go up just a little bit to give ourselves some wiggle room. And take that. You just go straight up. Got a 78 3/4. So we'll cut it just a hair shy of that, and then obviously we got 6 inches of travel on this thing, so hair shy, give us a little wiggle room. We can get it put in, and we'll get going. Get you some 1.5 inch SDS connectors, and screw this plate onto the bottom. That way your post isn't going to go anywhere. All right, we got it leveled up. Throw your 2x4 on and connect it to the front of this into your beam. Just give you a little extra security and make sure that thing doesn't kick off for any reason. Only do one at the top. I didn't think about that initially, but that way once it starts lifting, it can tilt without fighting against that other screw. The way you lift this thing, you get you a crowbar, and this timber jack's got wings in it. So you just take your crowbar, stick it in there, start giving her a turn. She'll start rising. There now, that post basically gone. I believe I figured out the problem here. Now we just got to get this post cut out and finish digging it out down to that concrete footer, and then we can start putting the new one in. Old Wisdom here is going to give us a measurement on the pole. All right, measure and cut your new post. Level it up. All right, everything's replaced. Posts in, level up top on the deck. All we got, now we're in business. Looking good this way and looking good this way.